now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This segment of the news is brought to you by BTC, powered by Lime.
Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Good Saturday evening, Bahamas. I'm Altaviz Munnings. Thanks so much for making us a part of your weekend. Here's what's making news. We begin tonight with news from Grand Bahama, where police on that island recorded that island's second traffic fatality for the year. Grand Bahama police report that sometime around 4:30 this morning, traffic division officers there learned about a traffic accident at the intersection of Poinciana Drive and East Atlantic Drive. That's in the heart of Freeport. Police confirmed that two vehicles, a 1999 maroon Buick Century, which was driven by a man, was heading west along Poinciana Drive, and a white 2004 Ford F-250 truck driven by a male driver with a male passenger was heading north along East Atlantic Drive. Now, police say both cars collided and burst into flames. Police officers, including police fire officers, emergency personnel, and the Grand Bahama Power Company officials, all attended the scene. What Grand Bahama police informed us was that both of the men in the F-250 truck sustained serious injuries to their bodies and was transported to the Rand Memorial Hospital, where the driver later succumbed to his injuries. Also, the male driver of the 1999 maroon Buick Century also sustained serious injuries. The male driver of the Buick Century and the male passenger of the F-250 truck are both detained at the Rand Memorial Hospital in Grand Bahama. Both vehicles sustained extensive damage. An intense investigation continues into this fatality by Grand Bahama authorities. And still on news from Grand Bahama, police on that island searching for the person or persons responsible for reportedly stealing copper wire. It was around 9:40 yesterday morning when Grand Bahama police learned that copper wire was reportedly stolen from the Bahamas Telecommunication Corporation's cell site in High Rock. That's in eastern Grand Bahama. Reports indicate that sometime between Friday, December 28, 2012, and Thursday, January 31st, 2013, some unknown person or persons entered the cell site situated at Bassett Cove in Bevanstown, High Rock, and stole 90 to 100 feet of ground copper wire, valued at $631. Grand Bahama police continue to actively investigate this matter. Well, back in the capital, three Panamanian men ages 47, 38, and 37 years old are in police custody tonight after they were arrested for being in possession of a large amount of cash yesterday. Drug Enforcement Unit officers made the find around 5 o'clock Friday afternoon. While acting on information received, the DEU team executed a search warrant at a room of a local downtown resort and seized over $300,000 in cash, suspected to be the proceeds of crime. The suspects are assisting DEU officers with their investigations into this matter. And still on police news, police here in Providence need your help to solve two separate shooting incidents that happened an hour apart early this morning. The first incident happened around 3 o'clock this morning when police report that a woman was at her Hospital Lane residence when gunshots were fired into her home. The woman sustained a gunshot wound to the thigh and was taken to hospital. Police tonight say she's detained in stable condition. The second incident happened around 3:55 this morning when police confirmed that a man and a woman had just arrived at their Montel Heights residence when two men armed with handguns reportedly fired shots at them. The man sustained a gunshot wound to the knee and the female sustained a gunshot wound to the left leg. Police say the couple are detained in stable condition in hospital tonight. Now, if you have any information that can assist police with these incidents, you're asked to call police at 919 or 328-TIPS here in New Providence, or on the Family Islands, dial 300-8476. Meanwhile, police also started the weekend investigating three armed robberies. Shirley Street East was the scene of the first armed robbery that police say happened sometime before 5 o'clock Friday afternoon when a woman was reportedly walking on Shirley Street East when a man in a black car, reportedly armed with a handgun, approached her and robbed her of a cash and cell phone. The second incident occurred around 7:25 last night when a man was on Patton Street when a man reportedly armed with a handgun approached him and robbed him of his 2010 black Honda Accord. Now, police say the third incident occurred around 3 o'clock this morning. According to police reports, a woman was at her Boyd Road residence when a man, allegedly armed with a handgun, forced his way into her home and robbed her of 2 computers and drove off in her 1997 Toyota Corsa vehicle. Police investigations continue into all of these matters. Well, from the courts, police charged 2 men in connection with 2 separate murders, both taking place between January 26th and January 27th. 38-year-old Soldier Road resident Julian Taylor is accused of killing 34-year-old Theodore Ash between January 26th and 27th. Ash's body was found in the Dean's Lane area, just behind Xavier's Lower School on West Bay Street. Also arraigned Friday, 22-year-old Toot Shop Corner resident Fritznell Gillians. He's accused of killing Alfred Monroe back on January 26th. Monroe was reportedly shot to death. Now in court, Taylor and Gillians were not required to enter a plea, and a voluntary bill of indictment will be filed. The pair was remanded to prison and will return on May 28th. Well, in other news this Saturday, religious leaders recommending the reconsideration of the role of the Senate in this country to the Constitutional Commission yesterday. During the religious symposium, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese, the Right Reverend Leish Boyd, told the commission that consideration must be given to the Senate, which is comprised of members of civil society and without legislative function.
Its purpose could be to inject into the deliberative process the views, concerns, and opinions of civil society. This may seem fanciful, but a Senate costs money to maintain, and the economic reality is that government resources are stretched. Also, with the introduction of non-constitutional referenda, the citizenry needs to be more educated and informed about a myriad of issues which said deliberative body could do. Thirdly, the legislature may require a mechanism for assessing the views of the public without resorting to referenda, which may be too expensive to conduct with any frequency.
Furthermore, Bishop Boyd believes legislature may be a required mechanism for accessing the views of the public without resorting to a referenda, which he claims may be too expensive to conduct. When we return, it's February, and that means it's National Heart Month. Hear that story and more on the next side of the break. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition.